Hey guys, it's me, TheTacticalBrit, and today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. Now, I'm going to discuss Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Now, I record a lot of shooters on this channel, you know, Squad, Battlefield, you name it, it's probably on this channel. But the thing is that I've never recorded Call of Duty purely because it just doesn't fit in line with my viewership, which is tactical military shooters. Now, I've played Call of Duty since the days of Modern Warfare 1, and even before that, Big Red 1 and some of the previous Call of Duties as well. But mostly the sort of more modern multiplayer ones I've started playing since Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, never played Ghosts because I didn't value wasting my money, and quite frankly, if you played that game, you may as well just you should just throw your wallet in a bin or something because you have no idea what you're doing with it. And I played Advanced Warfare as well, and it was shit, so, you know, with Call of Duty, I'm kind of at a standpoint where it's just like, I don't really care anymore, but if it's decent and it's relatively fun, I might give it a shot. Now, Black Ops 3 came out, and of course lots of people were talking about, you know, Titanfall 2, or, you know, what is this Advanced Warfare 2, all this jumping and stuff. But I have to say, a lot of my concerns about the game were very much wavered after playing the beta. I saw the specialists and I thought, okay, this is going to be Destiny. I saw the kill streaks and the specialists and thought, dear God, we're going to die 24/7, and it's just going to be some really insatiable clusterfuck. And ultimately, most of those concerns that I had were squashed about the game. And it brought back a lot of what I remember of Black Ops 2 in terms of hit markers and how the gunplay is. It's very solid in terms of gunplay, in fact. I very much enjoy playing Search and Destroy and Domination, and I had a ball using pretty much every weapon in the game. I have tried every weapon, and it feels like though 90% of them are actually good guns that you would generally quite use very often, and I really did appreciate that. So, essentially, Black Ops 3 is another Call of Duty. Yes, it is. It's the normal kind of asset copy and paste kind of thing that we tend to accept. But this time it's got that twist of movement and some wall running and some other features here and there that they've thrown in for good measure. And these features really do perk up the game. I have to say that the wall running and movement system is very much well refined. It's not too spammy like Advanced Warfare where it's just like, oh my god, I can do whatever I want 24/7. It's more like a momentum based system which has a slider and a gauge to let you know just how much you can do within a short period of time. And it works very much successfully, and it isn't too annoying. You won't see people like flying over you and doing some ridiculous like 720 no scope or some bullshit like that. It's actually like very much refined within the confines of the game, and I quite enjoyed using the system. We also have the new specialist system, which allows you to be a character who has specific perks and things that they can do. And I can see this being quite popular, and I used every single specialist that was available in the beta, and some of them have really overpowered abilities. Like, for example, one of them has something called Rejack, which will allow you to revive yourself, and that is really overpowered. Of course, these things have different cooldown timers, and you can't use them very often during the game, but I just sat there and I thought, this can't be legit, right? You know, you can't just revive yourself in a Call of Duty game. The worst part is as well, is that you keep a full magazine and you keep your score streak as well, so it's just like, no, like, some of them are ridiculously overpowered, some of them are slightly lesser, but they all have their own ups and downs, and I feel as though you can choose a specialist based on how you like to play. And my favourite one was somebody called the Reaper Specialist, who had an ability called Psycholist or Psycholi or some bullshit like that. You know, one of those made up names that they just go for. And he had the ability to make multiple copies of himself, which was really badass. And it would confuse the enemy because they would see like 5 me's, and little would they know I was the one at the back shooting them. And I feel like this actually bodes very well with some kind of tactical element of the game. I know it doesn't seem like Call of Duty has that, but it actually adds that kind of element. It gives it something a bit different. And remotely, what I can remember from playing the beta for at least about 3 days now on the trot is that I enjoyed myself, and that's something I feel as though is quite critical to any game and not just Call of Duty itself. You know, I enjoyed the game. I know it's clusterfucky. I know it's got its problems. It's Call of Duty. You're not gonna get some real gunplay, military shooter kind of stuff in there. It's not gonna be some tactical Battlefield shooter. but it was fun. It was good fun to play. I had a ball playing it with friends. It gets very competitive as well, especially when you play Domination and Search and Destroy. And it very much reminded me of what I enjoyed about Black Ops 2. It had a good map design. There was very good lanes which you could utilize. And once you start understanding the flow of the map, you could really make it work towards your advantage. You could pull off some really good abilities. And I feel like it has a very good skill range now as well. One of my biggest complaints about Call of Duty is the score streak system, where you can just get like shit tons of kills, and you know, you just get all of these ridiculous kill streaks that would just ruin the game. And now that isn't really in there. It's a score-based system where you actually have to play the objective in order to get these score streaks. And these score streaks now aren't exactly the best thing in the world. They're not ridiculously overpowered anymore. And I've used pretty much nearly every one, and never once did I feel as though I was absolutely decimating the other team, you know, like they had no hope or no chance of coming back. The score streaks tend to miss sometimes. The AI that is programmed into some of the remote ones isn't as good as it has been in the past, but I feel as though they've done that intentionally. And overall, I think that the game has very much lessened score streaks now in order to accommodate the specialist abilities as well. But it very much works. I quite like the fact that for once, when somebody got a score streak, it wasn't the end of days and that's it, we'd lost the game. And if you use them tactically into your ability, so for example, if you want to flush Bravo on Domination, it's very much within your capability of doing so. So essentially, the multiplayer for me was a good experience. It was good fun, it had good gunplay, it felt very solid in terms of stability, it had a few server-side issues, but ultimately it was what I enjoyed about Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1, and that made me very happy to see, even with the new movement system. And ranked play, which is coming very much soon at the release date of the game, will add some serious competitive gameplay, and also a new system called Ban Protect, which will allow you to delete and approve certain weapons for specific matches, which I think is going to be really awesome. So what do I feel? I'm probably not going to get this game straight away. It's probably going to be one of those games that I just sort of pick up at Christmas time or something like that. And I'm going to get it because of zombies, you know. I'm a huge zombies fan, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm a Battlefield fan, but at the end of the day, I could go 50 rounds on zombies and still be having a blast, you know. So I'm going to be picking it up for that specific reason. But the fact that the multiplayer is somewhat decent and quite enjoyable to play is a bonus. And of course, we have co-op campaign as well. And I'm not going to go ahead and say, yeah, this Call of Duty is really good, you should go try it. You know, it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. It's going to be kind of that Marmite game, you either love it or you hate it. But I felt as though this year, for the beta at least, when everything was really hectic, I actually enjoyed myself, and I felt as though I was being rewarded for playing well. And you see in some of the gameplay today, I did really do exactly that and played quite well in some of my matches. My best one so far being a 26-0 in Domination. So guys, that's about it for today's video on Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Now, if you have any questions regarding the game, of course, it is coming to PC and Xbox One, the beta, for about a week or so in a few days' time. But if you have any current standing questions about the game, feel free to ask me. And of course, I'm a Battlefield player, so, you know, I'm not going to give you the whole YouTube, I'm a Call of Duty YouTuber, so this game is great, buy it now, Microsoft sponsorship in description below, or whatever, that kind of bullshit that you see these days. But I'd give you a pretty good feedback on, you know, how the game flows and its responsiveness. And hopefully you guys will be able to make a good informed decision as to whether or not this Call of Duty game will be for you later this year. As always, lads, thank you for watching. It's been me, the Tactical Brit, and I'll see you again soon in another video.